In the untamed wilderness, every heartbeat is a wager against the unknown. Here the laws of survival are etched into the land itself, and only those who master adaptation can hope to persist. Dawn breaks with a chorus of tension. Predators and prey locked in a perpetual contest, each encounter a silent negotiation between hunger and caution. These moments are not mere clashes, but the very crucible in which the destinies of entire species are forged. The outcome of a single hunt can ripple through the ecosystem, altering the balance for weeks or even seasons. Every animal, from the smallest rodent to the apex predator, is shaped by the relentless demands of survival. Some have honed the art of concealment, blending seamlessly into their surroundings, while others have developed acute senses to detect the faintest sign of danger. The wild is a mosaic of life. Each creature, no matter how small, plays a role in the intricate web that sustains the whole. Insects vanish against the foliage, while elephants carve paths through the grasslands, shaping the very environment they inhabit. The chase is a spectacle of raw energy and instinct. Predators surge forward with explosive power, while prey animals twist and turn, relying on agility and split-second decisions to evade capture. Hyper-awareness is a necessity. Every rustle in the grass, every shadow cast by a passing cloud, could signal imminent danger. For many, survival hinges on the ability to react faster than a heartbeat. Among the most enigmatic hunters are snakes, creatures that embody patience and precision. Their approach is silent, their presence often undetected until the very last moment. With bodies built for stealth, snakes glide effortlessly over sand, through tangled roots, and beneath fallen leaves. Their muscles ripple in coordinated waves, propelling them forward without a sound. When the moment is right, a venomous snake strikes with astonishing speed. Its fangs, hollow and razor-sharp, deliver a cocktail of toxins designed to immobilize, incapacitate, or kill with ruthless efficiency. The venom acts swiftly, targeting vital systems, paralyzing muscles, disrupting nerve signals, or breaking down tissue. Each species has evolved its own unique blend, tailored to its preferred prey. Constrictors, on the other hand, rely on brute strength. They seize their victims and wrap their coils tighter with every exhale, cutting off circulation and air until the struggle ceases. The power of a constrictor is immense, muscles working in perfect harmony to subdue prey, each contraction a calculated step toward inevitable stillness. Whether lying in wait beneath a carpet of leaves or launching a sudden attack from a concealed position, snakes are masters of ambush, their timing honed by countless generations of predation. Their role in the ecosystem is profound. By preying on rodents and other small animals, snakes regulate populations, curbing outbreaks of disease and maintaining the delicate equilibrium of their habitats. Yet even the most formidable snakes are not without enemies. Raptors circle overhead, mongooses dart in with fearless precision, and rival snakes compete for territory and food. When threatened, a snake's demeanor shifts instantly. It coils defensively, inflates its body, and emits a chilling hiss, a clear warning that it is ready to defend itself with lethal force. In moments of peril, survival depends on a snake's ability to assess threats and deploy the right tactic, whether to stand its ground, strike, or vanish into the undergrowth. The wild is a battleground of shifting alliances and rivalries. Hawks descend with talons poised, mongooses exploit their agility and resistance to venom, and snakes themselves engage in fierce combat for dominance. In these encounters, a snake's fate is determined by its ability to make instantaneous decisions, whether to unleash a blindingly fast strike, retreat into cover, or rely on camouflage to evade detection. A well-timed attack can mean the difference between a successful hunt and starvation, while a swift escape can spare a snake from becoming prey itself. Camouflage is a silent ally. Some snakes are so perfectly matched to their environment that they become invisible, lying in wait for hours or even days, conserving energy until opportunity presents itself. When escape is impossible, venomous snakes may deliver a defensive bite, their toxins serving as both deterrent and weapon, capable of inflicting swift and severe consequences on would-be attackers. Every confrontation in the wild is a gamble with life itself. The stakes are absolute and the margin for error is vanishingly small. The wilderness is a stage where drama unfolds in silence and shadow. Each animal's journey is marked by moments of triumph, desperation, and the ever-present threat of loss. Imagine a black mamba, its body poised and unyielding, confronting a lion whose curiosity could turn deadly. Both creatures measure each other, aware that a single miscalculation could spell disaster. Or witness the legendary duel between a mongoose and a king cobra, each armed with evolutionary advantages, their battle a testament to the relentless arms race of nature. These struggles play out across every landscape. The sun-baked savanna, the tangled jungle, the unforgiving desert, each environment demanding its own strategies for survival. Every creature is equipped with its own arsenal: claws, teeth, venom, armor. Each adaptation is a response to the unique challenges of its world, refined over countless generations. The mongoose, nimble and fearless, weaves through danger with astonishing speed, its reflexes a shield against even the deadliest strikes. High above, the eagle surveys the land, its vision piercing the canopy. With a sudden dive, it becomes a force of nature, striking with precision honed by years of practice. The honey badger, armored in thick skin and unyielding resolve, faces threats head-on, shrugging off attacks that would fell lesser animals. Every adaptation is a story of innovation, solutions crafted by the relentless pressure of survival, each one a testament to the ingenuity of life. In the end, the wild is a realm of stark beauty and unforgiving trials. Here, every encounter, every snake attack, every narrow escape, every adaptation adds a new chapter to the ongoing saga of survival, where only the most resourceful endure, and every moment is a testament to nature's unyielding will. In the wild, few encounters are as electrifying as the legendary duel between the king cobra and the mongoose. Here, every movement is a calculated risk, every second a test of survival instincts honed over millennia. The grassland is alive with tension. Each blade sways in anticipation. Insects scatter, and birds fall silent, sensing the gravity of the confrontation unfolding below. The king cobra, with its imposing length and hypnotic hood, is a master of intimidation. It rises above the grass, swaying with a silent menace, its gaze locked on the agile mammal before it. The sunlight catches the iridescence of its scales, a warning signal to any would-be challenger. Every muscle in its body is coiled, ready to unleash a strike that can cross the distance in a fraction of a second. At up to 18 feet, the king cobra is the world's longest venomous snake. Its venom is a complex cocktail of neurotoxins capable of shutting down the nervous system of its prey with astonishing speed. The fangs, curved and needle-sharp, are designed to penetrate deeply, delivering a dose that can overwhelm even large animals. The venom's effects are almost immediate. Muscles seize, vision blurs, and the will to resist fades. When it strikes, the cobra's attack is a blur, lightning-fast, precise, and deadly. Its fangs deliver a dose of venom that can paralyze and kill in minutes. But the mongoose is not easily caught. The mongoose's acute senses detect the faintest shift in the cobra's posture, allowing it to evade with split-second timing. The mongoose, small but fearless, is built for this confrontation. Its slender body and lightning reflexes allow it to dodge and weave, evading the cobra's strikes with uncanny agility. The mongoose's fur is thick and coarse, offering some protection against glancing bites, while its nimble feet barely disturb the grass as it maneuvers for advantage. It circles the snake, never moving in a straight line, always unpredictable. The mongoose's strategy is to exhaust the cobra, forcing it to expend precious energy with every failed attack. The air is thick with tension as predator and prey exchange feints, each waiting for the other to make a fatal mistake. As the cobra tires, its strikes become slower, its movements less precise. The mongoose waits for this moment, a single lapse in the snake's defense. The surrounding grassland becomes a silent witness, the outcome of this duel echoing through the ecosystem as scavengers and smaller predators watch from the shadows. With explosive speed, the mongoose darts in, aiming for the vulnerable back of the cobra's head. Its powerful jaws clamp down, ending the battle in an instant. The mongoose's victory is not just a triumph of reflexes, but of evolutionary adaptation. Its resistance to certain snake venoms is a rare trait, forged by generations of conflict. Across the African savanna, another serpent reigns supreme, the black mamba. Sleek, swift, and shrouded in myth, this snake is the embodiment of speed and lethal precision. Its movement is almost ghost-like, gliding effortlessly through the grass, barely disturbing the landscape as it hunts. The black mamba is not only one of the fastest snakes on Earth, reaching speeds up to 12 miles per hour, but also among the most territorial. It patrols its domain with relentless vigilance, using its forked tongue to sample chemical cues in the air, detecting the presence of prey or rivals from remarkable distances. Even apex predators like lions approach with caution. The mamba's confidence is unmistakable. It will not yield its ground even to the king of beasts. In rare moments, the mamba may share its territory with other formidable animals, hyenas, jackals, or even elephants, each interaction a delicate balance of respect and threat. When threatened, the black mamba rises tall, mouth agape to reveal its inky black interior, a stark warning to any challenger. This display is more than intimidation. It is a calculated tactic, buying precious seconds to assess the threat or prepare for a rapid escape. Most animals heed this warning. Even a pride of lions will keep their distance, understanding that a single bite could spell disaster. The savanna's hierarchy is shaped by such encounters, where instinct and experience dictate survival. The mamba's venom is a potent neurotoxin, acting swiftly to disrupt nerve signals. Within minutes, prey can lose control of their muscles, succumbing to paralysis. The snake's strike is so rapid that even the most alert animals are often caught off guard, their final moments marked by confusion and helplessness. For larger animals, the effects are devastating. Coordination fades, strength ebbs, and the ability to flee or fight is lost. The savanna's most powerful creatures are rendered helpless by a single, well-placed strike. The mamba wastes no time, gliding away to avoid attracting scavengers, leaving the silence of the grassland to reclaim its fallen prey. In these wild arenas, speed, venom, and instinct are the ultimate weapons. The deadliest snakes are not just predators. They are masters of survival, respected and feared by all who share their domain. Each encounter, each calculated move, is a testament to the intricate balance of nature, where only the most finely tuned instincts ensure survival. In the wild, every encounter between predator and prey is a test of survival, and when snakes are involved, the stakes are even higher. Not every snake attack ends in triumph for the serpent. Instead, the animal kingdom is filled with remarkable stories of resilience and caution, where instinct, adaptation, and sheer determination shape the outcome. Across continents, countless species have evolved extraordinary defenses to counter the threat of venomous snakes. Some rely on speed, others on armor, and many on a keen awareness of their surroundings. These adaptations are not just about survival. They are the result of countless generations learning to read the subtle cues of danger and respond with precision. Take the rattlesnake, for example, a creature whose reputation for lethality is matched only by its mastery of defense. When threatened, the rattlesnake coils tightly, its body forming a living spring loaded with potential energy. Its camouflage is so effective that it can vanish into the leaf litter or dry grass, invisible to both predator and prey. But the rattlesnake's most iconic warning is its rattle, a rapid, unmistakable buzz that echoes through the undergrowth. This sound is not just a threat, it is a calculated message to the world. Approach at your own risk. Animals that have learned to recognize this signal often freeze or retreat, knowing that a single misstep could be fatal. When a red-tailed hawk circles overhead, the rattlesnake's caution is on full display. It coils even tighter, tracking the bird's every movement, ready to strike with lightning speed in any direction. This defensive posture is not just about attack. It's about buying precious seconds to escape, to survive another day. Yet some animals do not flee. The honey badger, renowned for its audacity, is perhaps the most fearless adversary a snake can face. Despite its modest size, the honey badger will confront cobras and puff adders with astonishing confidence. Its secret lies in its biology, a hide so thick and loose that snake fangs often fail to penetrate, and if they do, the badger can twist within its own skin to counterattack with crushing jaws and razor-sharp claws. Even more remarkable is the honey badger's resilience to venom. When bitten, it may collapse, seemingly lifeless, as the toxins take hold. But this is not the end. After hours of paralysis, the badger's unique resistance allows it to recover, shake off the effects, and resume its hunt, sometimes finishing the very snake that bit it. For the honey badger, what would be a death sentence for most is merely a setback. Other predators, however, approach snakes with a different strategy, one of calculated caution. The leopard, a formidable hunter weighing over 100 pounds, is a master of stealth and power, yet when it encounters a venomous snake, it slows its approach, every muscle tensed, every step measured. The leopard knows that a single bite could cripple or kill, ending its reign as a top predator. With acute senses, the leopard circles its serpentine adversary, keeping a safe distance. It may use a powerful paw to test the snake's range, gauging the danger before making any move. Often, the risk outweighs the reward, and the leopard will abandon the hunt, choosing survival over a hazardous meal. In the grasslands, the mongoose stands out as a specialist in snake encounters. Agile and lightning-fast, the mongoose relies on its quick reflexes and a unique resistance to neurotoxic venom. When facing a cobra, the mongoose darts and weaves, provoking the snake to strike and then dodging with split-second timing. Its strategy is not brute force, but relentless harassment, waiting for the perfect moment to seize the snake behind the head, neutralizing the threat with surgical precision. Some animals, like the porcupine, use passive defenses. When threatened by a snake, the porcupine raises its quills, transforming into a living fortress. A snake that attempts to strike risks impaling itself on the sharp spines, often deterring the attack altogether. The mere presence of these formidable quills is enough to make even the boldest serpent reconsider its approach. In arid regions, the armadillo employs a different tactic. Its body is encased in tough, bony plates, and when danger looms, it rolls into a nearly impenetrable ball. A snake's fangs cannot pierce this armor, and after a few futile attempts, the predator is forced to abandon its efforts, leaving the armadillo unharmed. Night brings its own challenges. Owls, silent hunters of the dark, swoop down on unsuspecting snakes. But snakes, too, have evolved strategies for survival under the cover of darkness. Some freeze completely, blending into the moonlit grass, relying on stillness to avoid detection by the owl's keen eyes. In these moments, the balance between predator and prey is determined by patience and the ability to remain unseen. Amphibians, like frogs, have developed unique responses to snake threats. When approached, certain frogs inflate their bodies, making themselves appear larger and more difficult to swallow. This sudden transformation can cause a snake to hesitate, reassessing whether the risk of attack is worth the potential reward. Lizards, too, have evolved remarkable escape tactics. When seized by a snake, some lizards can shed their tails, leaving the wriggling appendage behind as a distraction. While the snake is momentarily occupied, the lizard darts away to safety, sacrificing a part of itself to ensure survival. Even birds have their own strategies. When a snake invades a nest, a flock may band together, mobbing the intruder with sharp beaks and loud calls. This coordinated assault can drive the snake away, protecting vulnerable eggs or chicks through collective action. Environmental factors play a crucial role in these encounters. Dense vegetation offers cover for both snakes and their adversaries, while open terrain exposes weaknesses and demands heightened vigilance. The time of day, temperature, and even recent rainfall can influence the outcome, affecting the speed, alertness, and behavior of every animal involved. In these moments, the animal kingdom reveals its true complexity. Resilience is not just about brute strength or fearlessness, it is about adaptation, learning, and the wisdom to know when to fight and when to walk away. Caution, too, is a form of strength, ensuring that life continues in a world where danger is never far away. From the rattlesnake's warning rattle to the honey badger's defiant recovery, the mongoose's agility, the porcupine's armor, and the leopard's careful calculation, each animal writes its own story of survival. In the shadow of deadly snakes, resilience and caution are the keys to enduring the wild's most perilous encounters. In the vast theatre of the wild, every moment is a test of survival. The sky, the earth, and the water are all arenas where ancient rivalries play out, and nowhere is this more evident than in the relentless contest between snakes and their adversaries. High above, raptors like eagles and hawks patrol the open fields, their keen eyes searching for the slightest movement below. With talons honed by evolution, these birds are built for precision and power, able to strike with astonishing speed. When an eagle targets a snake, it aims for the head, knowing that a single misstep could mean a venomous bite. The snake, sensing danger, coils and strikes, its body a whip of muscle and instinct. In the chaos of the encounter, the air becomes a swirling battleground. If the eagle's grip falters, the snake seizes its chance, twisting and lashing out with desperate agility. The snake's flexibility is its greatest weapon. It can contort its body in impossible ways, using every muscle to evade, defend, or counterattack. Even when airborne, a snake can pivot nearly 180 degrees, launching a strike at its attacker with lightning speed. This maneuver can catch even the most experienced predator off guard. For venomous species, a single bite can change the outcome instantly. Neurotoxins or hemotoxins begin their work, overwhelming the predator's defenses from within. The effects are swift and devastating. The eagle's powerful wings, once symbols of dominance, now falter as the venom disrupts its nervous system, robbing it of control and coordination. Grounded, the bird is suddenly vulnerable. In the wild, flight is life, and without it, even the mightiest raptor becomes prey. The mid-air struggle becomes a desperate race, predator and prey locked in a contest where every second counts and the outcome is never certain. If the venom acts quickly, the eagle's fate is sealed. It tumbles from the sky, the hunter brought low by the very creature it sought to consume. In a stunning reversal, the snake may survive the fall, slipping away into the grass while the eagle lies defeated. The balance of power shifts in an instant. These moments reveal the snake's remarkable adaptability. Even when the odds seem insurmountable, its unique abilities can transform a hopeless struggle into a narrow escape. Nature's unpredictability is ever present. Each encounter is shaped by chance, instinct, and the relentless drive to survive. Yet not all threats come from traditional predators. Sometimes the greatest danger is an outsider, an invasive species that upends the natural order. In the Florida Everglades, the Burmese python has become a silent force of disruption. These massive snakes, introduced far from their native range, have found a new home among the wetlands. Growing over 20 feet long and weighing nearly 200 pounds, these giants are unmatched in size and strength among local reptiles. Their presence has thrown the ecosystem into turmoil. Native species vanish, and the intricate web of life is stretched to its breaking point. With populations soaring past 100,000, Burmese pythons now compete with native predators for every meal, forcing new rivalries and unexpected alliances. These pythons are masterful constrictors, capable of overpowering even the formidable American alligator. The struggle between these titans is a spectacle of raw power and primal instinct. When python and alligator meet, the outcome is uncertain. Each brings unique strengths, crushing coils versus bone-crushing jaws, in a contest that can reshape the landscape itself. The python's strategy is relentless. Wrap, squeeze, and suffocate. The alligator's only hope is to break free before its strength fades. If the python prevails, it neutralizes the alligator's deadly bite, claiming victory in a battle few creatures could survive. By preying on alligators and other large animals, these invasive snakes are rewriting the rules of the Everglades, altering the food web and the fate of countless species. The Burmese python stands as a stark reminder. In nature's unending contest, the introduction of a single new player can tip the scales, unleashing consequences that ripple through the wild for generations. Here, every battle, whether in the sky, on the ground, or beneath the water's surface, shapes the destiny of the natural world. Agaptus. While snakes have evolved extraordinary weapons, venom, constriction, and stealth, their intended prey are far from defenseless. Across continents and ecosystems, animals have honed remarkable adaptations to tip the odds in their favor, turning the hunter into the hunted, or at least the frustrated. In the dense undergrowth of the forest, the rodent's survival begins with vigilance. Mice and rats possess acute senses, keen hearing, a refined sense of smell, and whiskers that detect the faintest tremor in the ground. When a snake approaches, its scales barely rustling the leaves, these tiny mammals freeze, relying on camouflage and silence to become invisible. Some species, like the kangaroo rat, go further. With explosive leaps, they can evade a strike in a split second, launching themselves high and far, often before the snake's head even leaves the ground. Birds, too, have evolved elaborate defenses. The plover, for instance, will feign injury, dragging a wing and crying out to lure a snake away from its vulnerable nest. Other birds gather in mobs, swooping and pecking until the serpent retreats. In the dry savanna, ground-nesting species like lapwings rely on cryptic coloration. Eggs and chicks blend perfectly with pebbles and grass, hidden from even the sharpest-eyed predator. Amphibians and reptiles have their own arsenal. The horned lizard, when cornered by a snake, can squirt a stream of blood from its eyes, startling the attacker and buying precious seconds to escape. Some frogs produce toxins that turn them into lethal meals, while others inflate their bodies, making it nearly impossible for a snake to swallow them whole. Even insects have a say in this saga. The bombardier beetle, when threatened by a snake, unleashes a boiling chemical spray, sending the predator recoiling in pain. Ant colonies, when invaded, swarm as a single organism, their collective fury enough to drive back all but the most determined serpents. Some mammals, like the mongoose, have evolved lightning-fast reflexes and partial resistance to venom, allowing them to confront and outmaneuver even the deadliest snakes. Ground squirrels employ a unique tactic, flicking their tails rapidly and heating them up to confuse rattlesnakes, disrupting the snake's infrared vision and making it harder to target the squirrel. In aquatic environments, fish evade water snakes by darting into dense vegetation or using bursts of speed to vanish into murky depths, exploiting the snake's slower underwater maneuverability. Arboreal prey, such as tree frogs, use sticky toe pads to scale vertical surfaces and leap between branches, escaping snakes that struggle with rapid vertical movement. Some small mammals, like shrews, emit foul-smelling secretions when threatened, deterring snakes with their unpalatable scent. Many lizards employ autotomy, shedding their tails, which continue to wriggle and distract the snake, giving the lizard a crucial head start to safety. Turtles and tortoises retreat into their armored shells, presenting an impenetrable barrier that frustrates even the most persistent serpents. Bats, targeted by arboreal snakes, use erratic flight patterns and echolocation to detect and avoid ambushes in the dark canopy. On coastal shores, crabs evade snakes by rapidly burrowing into sand or retreating into narrow crevices, exploiting terrain inaccessible to their pursuers. Chameleons take camouflage to the next level, shifting their skin color to match their surroundings and remaining motionless as a snake slithers past, undetected. Every adaptation is a chapter in the ongoing story of evolution, a testament to the creativity of life under pressure. For every snake that learns to bypass a defense, a prey animal refines its strategy. Speed, agility, mimicry, and teamwork form a living mosaic of survival tactics, each shaped by countless generations of trial and error. In the end, the wild is not a place of simple victories or defeats. It is a realm of constant innovation, where prey and predator are locked in an arms race that never ends. For every deadly strike there is an equally ingenious escape, and in this delicate balance, the true marvel of nature is revealed, not in dominance but in the enduring dance of adaptation. Snake venom, one of nature's most remarkable biochemical inventions, has shaped not only the fate of its wielders, but the entire web of life around them. This is not a simple story of predator and prey, but a relentless evolutionary arms race, where every adaptation sparks a counter-adaptation in a never-ending cycle. Over millions of years, this potent cocktail of proteins, enzymes, and toxins has evolved into a diverse arsenal, each tailored to the snake's prey, environment, and hunting style. Some snakes have developed venom that targets the circulatory system, while others wield neurotoxins that paralyze with astonishing speed. In the shadowed depths of the rainforest, a viper's venom acts swiftly, immobilizing a frog with neurotoxins that disrupt nerve signals in seconds. The humid, dense environment favors quick kills, as prey can vanish in an instant. Across arid deserts, the rattlesnake's hemotoxic blend breaks down blood and tissue, turning a rodent's escape into a futile struggle. Here, venom must not only subdue but also begin the process of digestion, as water and energy are precious commodities. Each variation of venom is a finely tuned weapon, the result of countless evolutionary experiments, some causing paralysis, others inducing hemorrhage or rapid drop in blood pressure. The diversity of venom reflects the diversity of challenges snakes face in their habitats. But the story does not end with the snake. For every advance in venom, prey species have responded with their own remarkable adaptations. The evolution of venom has rippled outward, influencing every organism in its reach. Prey animals live in a world of constant vigilance, their senses honed to detect the faintest sign of danger. Some mammals, like the mongoose, have evolved acetylcholine receptors that are less susceptible to neurotoxins, allowing them to survive bites that would be fatal to others. Others, such as certain frogs, secrete chemicals through their skin that can neutralize venom on contact. The California ground squirrel, for instance, has evolved blood proteins that bind and neutralize rattlesnake venom, granting it a fighting chance where others would fall. These squirrels even heat their tails and wave them to confuse the snake's infrared vision, a unique behavioral adaptation. Some amphibians produce skin secretions that can interfere with venom's effects, while certain birds and mammals display surprising resistance, allowing them to prey upon snakes in turn. Hedgehogs, for example, possess proteins that render them less vulnerable to viper venom, enabling them to feast on snakes. This ongoing arms race drives diversity. In some regions, snakes have evolved longer fangs to bypass thick fur or feathers, while prey animals develop thicker hides or faster reflexes. As snakes refine their venom to overcome new defenses, prey species respond, creating a dynamic loop of adaptation and counter-adaptation. Some rodents have developed the ability to metabolize toxins rapidly, while others rely on communal warning calls to alert their group to danger. Even the ecosystem itself is shaped by this struggle. In wetlands, aquatic snakes have evolved venoms that act quickly in water, while fish and amphibians develop camouflage or toxic skin to deter attack. Venomous snakes help regulate populations of rodents, birds, and insects, preventing outbreaks that could devastate plant communities or spread disease. Their predatory pressure ensures that only the most adaptable prey survive, fueling further evolutionary change. Their presence ripples through the food web, supporting a delicate balance. The arms race between snakes and their prey is a driving force behind the complexity and resilience of entire ecosystems. In this intricate tapestry, venom is more than a weapon. It is an agent of change. It shapes behaviors, morphologies, and even the very chemistry of life. It propels innovation, spurs resilience, and weaves a complex network of relationships that sustains life in every corner of the globe. From the rainforests of South America to the savannas of Africa, the evolutionary arms race continues, unseen but ever present. The evolution of snake venom is a testament to nature's ability to transform danger into diversity and conflict into coexistence. In every environment, the struggle for survival drives the endless dance of adaptation, ensuring that life remains vibrant, unpredictable, and ever-changing. As the world's landscapes shift and evolve, so too do the strategies of its most elusive predators, the snakes. Each environment, from lush rainforests to arid deserts, forges its own unique battleground, shaping the way serpents hunt, strike, and survive. In the tangled depths of rainforests, thick foliage and dappled light create a world of shadows. Here, arboreal snakes use their prehensile tails to anchor themselves among branches, launching lightning-fast strikes at unsuspecting birds and tree-dwelling mammals. Prey species, in turn, have evolved acute vision and the ability to freeze motionless, blending seamlessly with moss and bark to avoid detection. In grasslands and savannas, the open terrain demands a different approach. Here, snakes rely on camouflage, mimicking the color and texture of dry grasses. Ambush predators like vipers coil patiently beneath the surface, waiting for vibrations that signal the approach of rodents or lizards. Grazing animals, meanwhile, have developed heightened sensitivity to ground movement, often stamping or snorting to flush out hidden threats. In the rainforest's undergrowth, humidity and frequent storms force snakes to adapt their routines. Some species become more arboreal during heavy rains, seeking refuge above the flooded forest floor, while others exploit the cover of rain to mask their approach. Frogs and small mammals, sensing the increased risk, retreat to higher perches or burrows, their calls growing silent as storms roll in. Nocturnal hunters thrive in these conditions, using the cool, damp nights to stalk prey. Their heat-sensing pits allow them to detect the faintest warmth, even as the forest teems with the sounds of insects and amphibians. Prey animals, in response, have developed erratic movement patterns and heightened auditory senses to evade detection in the darkness. In flood-prone regions, snakes climb to higher ground or take to the trees, while aquatic species exploit swollen rivers to expand their hunting grounds. Fish and amphibians, sensing the presence of serpentine predators, dart into submerged roots or muddy crevices, using the murky water as a shield. In unpredictable environments, the timing of ambushes shifts. Some snakes synchronize their attacks with the movements of migratory herds or seasonal insect swarms, while prey animals alter their routines, feeding at odd hours or in larger groups to reduce individual risk. In deserts, the scarcity of water draws both predator and prey to the same shrinking oases. Here, snakes like sidewinders use unique locomotion to traverse scorching sands, striking swiftly at rodents and birds that come to drink. Desert-dwelling animals, in turn, have evolved to approach waterholes cautiously, often sending scouts ahead or visiting only during the coolest hours. Rattlesnakes, faced with dwindling prey, may expand their range or shift their hunting to twilight hours. Their rattle serves as both a warning and a tool, startling ground squirrels and birds, which have developed evasive leaps and alarm calls to alert others of danger. When prey is scarce, snakes may attempt riskier attacks, targeting larger or more defensive animals. This can trigger dramatic confrontations, with prey species deploying venom resistance, rapid escape maneuvers, or even mobbing behaviors to drive off the attacker. The composition and quantity of venom may shift in response to environmental pressures, with some snakes delivering more potent doses to quickly subdue elusive or resistant prey. In turn, certain rodents and amphibians have evolved partial immunity, forcing snakes to refine their hunting techniques further. In mountainous regions, temperature extremes dictate activity. Snakes bask on sun-warmed rocks to raise their body heat, striking at lizards and small mammals that emerge during brief windows of warmth. Alpine prey, wary of both cold and predators, move quickly between cover, relying on speed and agility to survive. Wetlands and mangroves present a watery labyrinth. Aquatic snakes glide silently through tangled roots, ambushing fish and amphibians. Their prey, in turn, have developed rapid escape responses, darting into dense vegetation or leaping clear of the water's surface at the first sign of movement. In temperate forests, the changing seasons bring new challenges. As leaves fall and cover thins, snakes must rely on camouflage and stealth, while rodents and birds become more vigilant, using alarm calls and communal nesting to reduce vulnerability. Natural shelters, hollow logs, dense underbrush, and rock crevices offer both refuge and ambush points. Snakes exploit these hiding spots, while prey animals learn to avoid or quickly inspect such locations before entering. Defensive strikes become more common in environments where space is limited or escape routes are few. Many animals have developed warning displays, tail flicks, foot stomps, or loud vocalizations to deter would-be attackers. Wildfires transform entire ecosystems in moments. As flames sweep through, snakes and other animals flee to unburned patches or burrow underground. The chaos disrupts established hunting grounds, forcing survivors to adapt quickly. In the aftermath, snakes must navigate charred landscapes with little cover. Prey species, equally displaced, become more alert and mobile, making successful ambushes rare and demanding new tactics from their predators. Open fields left by fire favor speed and vigilance. Snakes rely on rapid movement and acute environmental awareness, while prey animals form temporary alliances, foraging in mixed species groups to increase their odds of survival. Over time, resilient snake species may dominate these recovering habitats, gradually shifting the balance of predator and prey. New ecological relationships emerge as both hunters and hunted adapt to the altered terrain. Even subtle environmental changes, such as a rise in nighttime temperatures, can ripple through the ecosystem. Warmer nights extend the active hours of cold-blooded hunters, increasing the overlap with nocturnal prey. Prey animals, sensing the heightened risk, may shift their activity to cooler dawn or dusk periods, or develop new hiding strategies to avoid detection during the extended night. These shifting patterns lead to new encounters and unexpected confrontations as both predator and prey adjust to the evolving rhythms of their world. Through every transformation, whether sudden or gradual, snakes display extraordinary adaptability. Their survival hinges on the ability to sense, interpret, and respond to the ever-changing tapestry of their environment. With each flick of the tongue and every subtle movement, they read the world around them, adjusting their tactics to match the challenges of the moment. In a world defined by constant change, the serpent's strike remains a testament to both ancient instinct and the relentless drive to adapt, a silent drama unfolding in every corner of the wild. In the vast tapestry of the wild, snake attacks are often shaped by instinct and opportunity. Yet, there are moments when the natural order is upended by rare and extraordinary encounters, each one a testament to the unpredictable nature of animal behavior. Sometimes, a snake's actions are dictated not just by hunger, but by the intricate interplay of environmental cues and the behaviors of other animals sharing its domain. Across remote jungles, sun-baked savannas, and shadowy forests, these rare incidents reveal the astonishing adaptability and complexity of serpents. In one remarkable case, a bushmaster in the Amazon was observed lying motionless for hours, camouflaged among fallen leaves, only to strike at a passing armadillo, a prey far larger and more armored than its usual targets. The snake's decision was likely influenced by the scarcity of smaller prey during the dry season, demonstrating how environmental pressures can push predators to take unusual risks. The armadillo's tough armor proved impenetrable, and the bushmaster retreated, expending precious energy for no reward. In the grasslands of Africa, a puff adder, renowned for its patience, once struck not at a passing rodent but at a mongoose trio locked in a territorial skirmish. The snake's calculated lunge disrupted the fight, forcing the mammals to scatter in a flurry of fur and dust. Remarkably, the adder retreated without claiming a meal, illustrating that even apex ambush predators can make split-second decisions that defy expectations. Environmental factors, like shifting winds or the sudden approach of larger animals, can alter the outcome of these encounters in an instant. Deep in the rainforests of Southeast Asia, a king cobra was observed engaging in a rare defensive strike against a civet. The civet, a nocturnal hunter, stumbled upon the cobra's nest while foraging for eggs, triggering a tense standoff beneath the dense canopy. Instead of fleeing, the serpent stood its ground, rearing up and delivering a warning bite, enough to send the intruder fleeing, but not enough to kill. Such restraint showcases the nuanced judgment snakes can exercise, even in high-stress encounters where the stakes are survival itself. In some cases, snakes have been seen using their bodies to shield their eggs from would-be predators, displaying a level of parental care rarely associated with reptiles. A reticulated python, for example, once faced down a monitor lizard, coiling tightly around her clutch and hissing until the intruder retreated. These rare displays of defensive aggression highlight the complex motivations that can drive snake behavior beyond simple predation. In Australia's arid bushland, a carpet python once attempted to prey on a large, spiny echidna. The attack was quickly aborted as the python recoiled from the echidna's sharp spines, a rare miscalculation in an otherwise precise predatory repertoire. The incident highlights how unfamiliar or well-defended prey can confound even the most experienced hunters. In the wetlands of South America, an anaconda was once seen attempting to ambush a capybara, only to be thwarted by a sudden downpour that flooded the burrow and forced both predator and prey to seek higher ground. Environmental upheaval, such as flash floods or wildfires, can abruptly shift the balance of power, turning hunter into the hunted or scattering all creatures, in a desperate bid for safety. Then, there are the stories of snakes inadvertently striking at non-living objects, mistaking a swaying branch or a falling leaf for prey, especially during periods of food scarcity. These moments, fleeting and seldom witnessed, underline the limitations of instinct and the ever-present margin for error in the wild. In the highlands of Madagascar, a tree boa was once observed lunging at a brightly coloured chameleon, only to be startled by the sudden appearance of a predatory bird overhead. The snake abandoned its hunt, vanishing into the foliage, a reminder that even skilled predators must constantly weigh risk against reward. For all their evolutionary prowess, snakes are not infallible. Each encounter is shaped by a complex web of sensory cues, environmental pressures, and split-second decisions. In the unpredictable theatre of the wild, even nature's most efficient predators must sometimes adapt, improvise, and, occasionally, retreat. Some snakes, like the vine snake, have been seen mimicking the swaying of branches to avoid detection by both prey and predators, blending seamlessly into their environment. This remarkable adaptation allows them to survive in habitats where visibility is both a blessing and a curse. Through these extraordinary incidents, we glimpse the true complexity of life on the edge, where survival is never guaranteed and every strike carries the weight of uncertainty. The wild is a stage where instinct, intelligence, and chance collide, producing moments of both triumph and failure for even the most formidable snakes. In the end, it is this unpredictability that defines the wild, ensuring that every encounter remains a story of adaptation, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of survival. Across the wild, the ever-present threat of a snake's strike has shaped the evolution of countless creatures, driving them to develop astonishing defenses and survival strategies. Each species has crafted its own unique arsenal, an intricate blend of physical adaptations, behavioral tactics, and chemical deterrents, honed over millennia to counter the serpent's lethal approach. In the arid plains of Australia, echidnas present a formidable challenge to would-be predators. Their bodies are cloaked in rigid spines, forming an impenetrable barrier that discourages even the most determined pythons. When threatened, the echidna curls into a ball, exposing only its armored exterior, leaving the snake with little choice but to abandon its attack. Elsewhere in the forests of Africa, the mongoose stands out for its agility and audacity. Possessing lightning-fast reflexes and remarkable resistance to certain snake venoms, the mongoose employs erratic darting movements to confuse its adversary. By provoking repeated strikes and swiftly evading them, it exhausts the snake and seizes the opportunity to counter-attack. Birds, too, have developed impressive strategies. The secretary bird, native to the African savanna, uses its powerful legs to deliver rapid, crushing kicks, neutralizing snakes before they can strike. Its long legs and dense feathers provide additional protection, keeping vital areas out of reach from venomous fangs. Amphibians and reptiles exhibit their own defenses. The horned lizard, for instance, relies on cryptic coloration to blend seamlessly into its desert surroundings. If discovered, it may inflate its body to appear larger, or, in rare instances, expel a stream of blood from its eyes, startling predators and buying precious moments to escape. Chemical warfare is another line of defense. Some frogs, like the golden poison dart frog, possess skin toxins potent enough to deter even the most persistent snakes. A single bite can prove fatal, teaching would-be predators a lasting lesson. Even herd animals have adapted collective strategies. Meerkats, for example, post sentinels to scan for danger. When a snake is spotted, the group bands together, mobbing the intruder with coordinated aggression, overwhelming it through sheer numbers and relentless harassment. These diverse defenses reflect the high-stakes contest between predator and prey. Each adaptation is a testament to the relentless pressure of natural selection, a dynamic interplay where innovation, caution, and resilience are tested with every encounter. In this ongoing evolutionary chess match, survival depends not only on the speed of the strike, but on the ingenuity of the shield. The pangolin, covered in tough, overlapping scales, responds to danger by curling into a tight ball, its armor nearly impervious to snake bites. The scales, made of keratin, act as a natural shield, deterring even the most persistent attackers. Similarly, the hedgehog bristles its spines and rolls up, presenting a wall of sharp quills that few snakes dare to challenge. Ground squirrels in arid regions have developed a remarkable tactic. They use their bushy tails as decoys, waving them to distract rattlesnakes and even heating them up to confuse the snake's infrared vision. Kingfishers, with their sharp eyesight and rapid flight, avoid ambush by scanning riverbanks and striking only when the coast is clear, minimizing their exposure to hidden serpents. Monitor lizards, with their muscular bodies and keen senses, often climb trees or bask on rocks, keeping a vigilant watch for snakes and using their powerful tails as whips if threatened. The tortoise's shell is a fortress, allowing it to withdraw completely and wait out a snake's attack, its vital organs shielded by a dome of bone and keratin. Chameleons rely on their extraordinary camouflage, shifting colors to blend with foliage and avoid detection by both predators and prey. Armadillos, armored in bony plates, can roll into a ball, their tough exterior thwarting the fangs of most snakes. In aquatic environments, some fish species hide in crevices or deploy venomous spines, making them difficult or dangerous for aquatic snakes to swallow. Owls, hunting at dusk, use their silent flight and acute hearing to detect and avoid snakes lurking in the undergrowth. Iguanas, when cornered, can shed their tails to distract a snake, sacrificing a part to save the whole. Environmental factors also play a role. Open grasslands favor speed and vigilance, while dense forests reward stealth and camouflage. Antelope and gazelle rely on explosive bursts of speed and zigzagging sprints to evade ambush predators, including snakes. Crocodiles, with their armored hides and powerful jaws, are rarely threatened by snakes, but their thick, scaly skin offers a formidable defense against any would-be attacker. Wild boars, with their thick fur and tough skin, can withstand bites that would fell lesser animals, and their aggressive charges can drive off even large serpents. Porcupines armed with sharp quills raise their spines and rattle them as a warning. A snake that ignores the threat risks a painful and potentially fatal encounter. Even in coastal habitats, crabs retreat into burrows or wield their pincers to fend off sea snakes, using the environment as both shield and escape route. In every corner of the wild, the arms race between snake and prey continues. Each adaptation, from armor to agility, from toxins to teamwork, is a testament to the ingenuity of life under pressure. Nature's defenses are as varied as the landscapes themselves, shaped by climate, terrain, and the relentless pursuit of survival. In this world, every encounter is a test, and only the most resourceful endure. In the intricate web of life, the impact of a snake's lethal strike extends far beyond the immediate drama of predator and prey. Each encounter sets off a chain reaction, echoing through the ecosystem in ways both subtle and profound. Deadly snake attacks are not isolated events. They are vital threads woven into the fabric of entire ecosystems, subtly influencing the balance of nature with every encounter. When a snake strikes, it is not just a single life that is affected, but the fate of many species intertwined within the same environment. When a venomous serpent claims its prey, the effects cascade through the food chain. The removal of a single rodent, bird, or amphibian can alter the availability of food for other predators, shifting the dynamics of competition and survival. By controlling populations of rodents, birds, amphibians, and even other reptiles, snakes act as natural regulators. Their predatory role prevents outbreaks of species that could otherwise devastate plant life or spread disease. In a balanced habitat, snakes help maintain the abundance of species, ensuring that no single group dominates. This equilibrium supports a rich tapestry of life, where every organism has a role. The predatory pressure exerted by snakes keeps herbivore populations in check, preventing overgrazing and allowing vegetation to flourish. This, in turn, provides shelter and food for countless insects, birds, and mammals. In regions where snake populations decline due to habitat loss or environmental changes, the consequences are swift and dramatic. Without snakes, the balance tips and the ecosystem begins to unravel. The absence of these silent hunters leads to unchecked growth of prey species, which can strip landscapes bare and disrupt the delicate cycles of growth and decay. Rodent numbers surge, devouring seeds and seedlings, altering plant communities, and reducing food sources for other animals. The ripple effect touches every layer of the ecosystem. Other predators, such as foxes and hawks, are forced into fiercer competition, sometimes shifting their diets or territories in response to the changing abundance of prey. Larger carnivores, too, feel the effects. As prey populations fluctuate, so does the availability of food for apex predators, influencing their reproductive success and territorial behavior. The influence of deadly snake attacks extends beyond population control. When snakes target specific species, they shape the evolutionary path of both predator and prey. Prey animals develop heightened senses, faster reflexes, and new defensive behaviors in response to the ever-present threat of snakes. Some birds, for example, have evolved alarm calls that warn others of a snake's approach. Small mammals may alter their foraging times, becoming more nocturnal or seeking refuge in complex burrows, all in an effort to evade their serpentine hunters. These adaptations ripple outward, influencing the behaviors and survival strategies of other species and contributing to the region's biodiversity. Scavenger species, such as vultures, benefit from the remains of snake kills, finding nourishment in what is left behind. Insects and beetles swarm to these sites, breaking down organic matter and returning vital nutrients to the soil, fueling the next generation of plant growth. Even apex predators are touched by the presence of snakes. Eagles and large mammals may find themselves in direct competition with snakes for the same prey, or, in rare cases, become prey themselves. These encounters can lead to dramatic standoffs, where the outcome determines which species will thrive and which will retreat. Occasionally, a large predator may fall victim to a snake's venom, a rare but powerful reminder of the serpent's place in the hierarchy of the wild. These interactions foster a dynamic environment where every species must adapt to survive. The constant negotiation of balance ensures that no single force dominates for long. In every forest, grassland, and desert, the hidden hand of the serpent guides the fortunes of countless creatures, shaping the landscape in ways both visible and unseen. As snakes move silently through their habitats, they connect the lives of mammals, birds, amphibians, and insects, weaving a network of relationships that sustains the wild. The deadly strike of a snake is more than a moment of violence. It is an act of ecological stewardship, forging connections, driving adaptation, and shaping the destiny of the wild. Through this lens, the serpent emerges not merely as a predator, but as a guardian of balance, a silent architect of the untamed world. Its influence felt in every rustle of grass, every flutter of wings, and every heartbeat in the wild. In the silent theatre of the wild, survival often hinges on what remains unseen. For snakes, masters of both predation and evasion, camouflage and mimicry are vital tools, nature's own cloaks of deception. Each scale, each subtle hue, tells a story of adaptation, honed by countless generations in the relentless contest between hunter and hunted. Some serpents disappear entirely into their surroundings, their bodies blending seamlessly with leaf litter, sand, or mossy stones. The gaboon viper, with its broad leaf-patterned body, vanishes among the detritus of the forest floor, its presence betrayed only by the faintest glint of an eye. Desert-dwelling sidewinders ripple across dunes, their pale sandy coloration mirroring the shifting earth, each movement a calculated whisper against the wind. In grasslands and wetlands, green tree pythons coil among branches, their emerald bodies indistinguishable from the foliage. Here, patience is a predator's ally. Hidden in plain sight, these snakes wait motionless for hours, even days, until an unwary bird or lizard draws close enough for a sudden, explosive strike. Their prey, deceived by the illusion of safety, falls victim to the art of invisibility. But concealment is not the only strategy. Some snakes wield mimicry as both shield and sword. The harmless milk snake, adorned in bands of red, black, and yellow, mimics the warning colors of the venomous coral snake, a living riddle that even seasoned predators hesitate to solve. This deception, known as Batesian mimicry, grants the milk snake a measure of protection, borrowing the reputation of its deadly counterpart. Others, like the false cobra, raise their hoods and flatten their bodies, imitating the intimidating posture of true cobras. In the heat of confrontation, this act can deter predators, buying precious moments to escape. Even young snakes, vulnerable and small, may display striking patterns or behaviors that mimic more dangerous species, leveraging fear as a defense. For some, mimicry becomes a weapon. The death adder, nearly indistinguishable from fallen branches, lures prey within striking distance by twitching its worm-like tail tip, a deadly invitation to the curious and the hungry. Here, deception flows both ways, predator and prey locked in a silent dialogue of appearance and intent. These adaptations are not static. Across continents and generations, the colors and patterns of snakes shift in response to their environments and the eyes of those who seek to eat or avoid them. In regions with keen-sighted birds of prey, snakes develop cryptic markings, that break up their outlines, turning their bodies into shadows on the forest floor. In darker, denser habitats, deep browns and blacks prevail, cloaking serpents in perpetual dusk. The interplay of camouflage and mimicry shapes not just individual encounters, but the destinies of entire species. Predators learn, forget, and relearn the lessons of deception, while prey evolve sharper senses and new strategies in an endless cycle of adaptation. In this quiet arms race, the serpent's greatest strength is often its ability to become nothing more than a rumour on the wind, a pattern in the leaves, a whisper in the dust. Invisible, yet ever-present, snakes remind us that in nature's grand design, what cannot be seen is often the most powerful force of all. Through camouflage and mimicry, they move unseen across the landscape, their legacy written not in footprints, but in the silence that follows their passing. In the ever-shifting theatre of the wild, the serpent's story is written not only by instinct and adaptation, but by the subtle hand of the seasons and the unpredictable brushstrokes of climate. As temperatures rise and fall, as rains come and go, the routines of snakes ebb and flow in silent synchrony with their environment. Each change in the air, each drop of moisture or spell of heat, sets the stage for a new chapter in the age-old drama between predator and prey. During the heat of summer, many snakes become creatures of the twilight and the night. The relentless sun drives them underground or beneath dense vegetation where the earth remains cool and moist. Here they wait, energy conserved, senses alert, emerging only as the world cools, to hunt or to bask in the fading warmth. In these warmer months, prey is plentiful, and the tempo of the hunt quickens. Venomous species, like rattlesnakes, may strike more frequently, their metabolism fueled by the abundance of small mammals and birds drawn to water and shade. Yet, as the seasons turn and the chill of autumn descends, the serpent's world transforms. Cooler temperatures slow their movements, and the urgency to feed intensifies. In preparation for the lean months ahead, snakes become opportunistic, taking risks they might otherwise avoid. Some species, like the adder, are seen basking openly on stones or paths, absorbing the last rays of warmth before winter's grip. Their attacks may become more calculated, each strike weighed carefully against the promise of survival. In tropical regions, the arrival of the rainy season brings its own challenges and opportunities. Flooded burrows and rising waters force snakes into new territories, often leading to unexpected encounters with unfamiliar prey or predators. Here, the rhythm of predation follows the pulse of the rains, with aquatic and semi-aquatic species like the anaconda or the cottonmouth thriving in the swollen waterways. The landscape itself becomes a shifting mosaic, and the patterns of attack adjust accordingly. But it is not only the predictable cycle of seasons that shapes the serpent's strike. In recent times, climate change has begun to rewrite ancient scripts. Warmer winters extend the active season of many snakes, altering the timing of hunts, hibernation, and reproduction. Unseasonal droughts and storms disrupt the delicate balance of predator and prey, sometimes forcing snakes to venture farther, hunt more aggressively, or adapt to unfamiliar food sources. For some species, these changes offer new opportunities. For others, they bring perilous uncertainty. In this world of flux, the serpent's adaptability is both its shield and its challenge. Its movements, its patience, its deadly precision, all are governed by the invisible hand of climate and season. The wild becomes a living calendar, each page turned by the sun, the rain, and the wind, and within its margins the snake endures, silent, watchful, and ever attuned to the rhythms that shape its fate. Through drought and deluge, frost and fire, the serpent's story continues. Each strike, each moment of stillness, is a testament to its resilience in a world where the only constant is change. Beneath the surface of the wild, where roots entwine and the earth thrums with hidden life, snakes navigate a world not only of sight and scent, but of sound and vibration, a language spoken in ripples and tremors. To the serpent, the ground is a living drum, every footfall, every scurry, every distant struggle, echoing through the soil in waves too subtle for most to perceive. While many animals rely on keen hearing, the snake's world is filtered through its jawbones, pressed close to the earth. Here, vibrations travel from the ground, through the bones of the skull, and into the inner ear, painting a vivid map of movement and presence. A grazing mouse, oblivious to danger, sends out a staccato rhythm with each tiny step. A bird's frantic flutter, a lizard's cautious dash, each creates a signature pulse, guiding the hunter through darkness, dense grass, or tangled roots. In the hush of the evening, a pit viper lies coiled in wait. Its tongue flicks, sampling the air, but it is the faint shudder of a rodent's approach, transmitted through the soil, that primes the strike. With lethal precision, the viper senses the vibrations growing stronger, measuring distance and direction with a sensitivity honed over millennia. It remains motionless, an island of patience until the rhythm is right. Then, in a blur, jaws unhinge and venom flows, guided by the silent music of movement beneath the ground. But the power of vibration is not reserved for the hunt alone. When threatened, snakes employ this hidden sense to evade danger. The pounding of hooves, the rustle of approaching predators. These warnings ripple through the earth. Many snakes, like the elusive sand boa, detect these signals long before a shadow falls, vanishing beneath the sand or slipping away into leaf litter. Even the infamous rattlesnake, whose rattle is often thought of as a warning to the ears, produces vibrations that travel through the ground, alerting animals attuned to the language of the earth. Some serpents turn sound into a shield, the hissing of a cobra, the tail thrumming of a king snake against dry leaves. These are not just auditory threats, but physical signals, sending vibrations through the substrate to announce presence, deter rivals, and startle would-be attackers. In the dense underbrush, where vision is limited and silence can be deadly, these cues become the difference between survival and defeat. In the serpent's world, sound is not always heard, but always felt. Every movement, every tremor, every pulse is a message, an invitation, a warning, a call to hunt or to flee. Through this silent symphony, snakes exist in intimate conversation with the land itself, their lives shaped by the invisible threads that connect all creatures to the beating heart of the wild. In this realm of whispers and waves, the serpent is both listener and composer, attuned to the silent pulse that underlies the chaos of life, and forever poised to answer its call. As the world tilts between darkness and dawn, the serpent's domain transforms. Night and day divide the wild into two distinct theatres, each dictating its own rules of survival, strategy, and risk. For some snakes, the cloak of night is an ally, a time when the air cools, shadows deepen, and the landscape becomes a tapestry of stillness and opportunity. For others, the blaze of daylight sharpens their senses, drawing them from cover to hunt or bask in the warming sun. In the hush of midnight, nocturnal hunters like the African puff adder or the banded crate glide soundlessly across leaf litter and sand. Guided by thermal vision, scent trails, and the faintest vibrations, they stalk prey that has let its guard down. Mice and frogs, emboldened by the darkness, emerge from burrows and crevices to forage, believing themselves hidden. But the night is alive with unseen eyes and silent coils. Here, the serpent's strike is a whisper, a sudden, almost invisible flicker in the moonlight. Prey, too, is shaped by the rhythm of night. Creatures like the desert jerboa or tree frogs have evolved heightened senses for darkness. Their eyes wide, their ears tuned to the smallest rustle. Some freeze at the first hint of movement. Others dart in erratic, unpredictable patterns, hoping to elude the patient hunter. The contest is silent, but relentless. As dawn breaks, the world shifts. Diurnal snakes, the agile boomslang, the vigilant garter snake, emerge to claim the daylight. Their vision sharpens in the sun, scales gleaming as they patrol open meadows or sun-warmed rocks. Their prey, now fully alert, shifts tactics. Birds take to the air, lizards slip between stones, and insects vanish beneath thick grass. The hunt is faster, more open, each movement visible, each choice a gamble. Some animals alter their entire routines to avoid the serpent's strike. Ground squirrels, aware of the threat from above and below, only forage when the light is right, scanning for movement and listening for the telltale rustle of scales. Other prey animals synchronize their activity with the changing patrols of their predators, living by an internal clock set to the serpent's rhythm. But the lines are never absolute. Some snakes, like the adaptable king cobra, shift between nocturnal and diurnal patterns as seasons change or prey becomes scarce. This flexibility adds another layer of unpredictability to the wild, where the rules can change with the angle of the sun or the hush of the night. In the endless cycle of shadows and sunlight, every creature is both hunter and hunted. The serpent's strike is shaped not just by instinct, but by the very rhythm of the earth's turning. Whether beneath the watchful gaze of the moon or the burning eye of the sun, the dance of attack and escape continues, timed to the ancient pulse of night and day. Beneath the shimmering surface of rivers, swamps, and marshes, a different battlefield unfolds, one where the serpent's strike is sculpted by liquid motion and the ever-shifting play of light and shadow. Here, water snakes and semi-aquatic species like the anaconda, cottonmouth, and tentacled snake rule, with adaptations as fluid as their environment. In these submerged worlds, the hunt is a silent glide. Anacondas, nearly invisible beneath floating vegetation, wait with only their nostrils and eyes breaking the surface. Patient and unmoving, they sense the soft ripples of a capybara or caiman drifting near the water's edge. With a sudden contraction of powerful muscles, the strike is launched. Swift, relentless, and almost always unseen by prey until it is too late. Other serpents, like the banded sea crate, are masters of the tidal shallows. They weave between coral crevices, using their flattened tails as rudders, searching for fish that dart among the reefs. The snake's venom is delivered with surgical precision, paralyzing its prey before it can escape into the labyrinth of coral. Even here, the serpent must be wary. Moray eels and predatory fish lurk, ready to snap at a careless hunter. For prey, water offers both refuge and peril. Frogs, fish, and amphibious rodents dive and dart with desperate speed, exploiting underwater plants and muddy banks as cover. Some fish have evolved the ability to leap clear of the water, evading the snake's lunge. Others swim in synchronized schools, confusing the hunter with a blur of movement and reflected sunlight. Defenses in the aquatic arena are as inventive as the threats. The tentacled snake of Southeast Asia, for example, uses its unique appendages to sense the faintest water currents, predicting the movements of startled fish. It freezes motionless, then feints with its body, triggering prey to swim straight into its waiting jaws, a strike shaped by both deception and lightning reflexes. Even the act of breathing becomes a calculated risk. Aquatic snakes surface with caution, minimizing ripples and exposing only the smallest sliver of head. In flooded forests, they thread through tangled roots, using the labyrinth to escape larger predators. The interplay between concealment and exposure is constant, every movement dictated by the push and pull of water. In the aquatic realm, boundaries dissolve. The serpent's strike is no longer bound by the horizon, but by the shifting planes of water and air. Here, the dance of predator and prey is refracted and multiplied. Each current, each ripple, a signal in the ongoing contest for survival. The waters embrace both hides and reveals, shaping the strategies of hunter and hunted alike.